recording as well of this webinar because we would like to share the webinar with participants. So let me say hello to everyone. We saw participants from all over the world, really. So it's nice to have you here. Thank you for joining us today on this special occasion. Today we have World Brain Day. So it's a perfect moment to talk about one of the most exciting exciting trends in modern skincare, neurocosmetics. What they are, how do they work, and why are they so important for healthy and beautiful skin. We are happy to welcome our special guest, Dr. Mukta. Hello, nice to have you here.
Thank you.
The cosmetic dermatologist, clinical researcher, over 27 years of experience. And what is very excited for us is a speaker at many international medical and scientific conferences. We met Dr. Mukta during IMCAS Congress in Paris, where she gave a powerful presentation about the neurocosmetics. And at the same time, Arkana was proudly showing our neurocosmetics on our booth. So welcome. And before we begin, talk about the neurocosmetics, Dr. Mukta, if you can share some experience with us and your background. And I'm really, really happy we can have you here for a few minutes and talk about the neurocosmetics. We are very excited. And thank you for taking our invitation, and stage is yours.
Okay, thank you. And hello, everybody. So I am in India, so it's a good afternoon from me, but welcome to everybody. So this webinar is sponsored with an educational grant from Arkana, and that's the disclosure. So a little bit about me. I am a clinical anesthetic dermatologist. I head the Department of Dermatology in a large corporate hospital in Bangalore. And I also have my own private boutique practice. So I do clinical anesthetic work. And I am medical director of a clinical research organization. So I do conduct clinical studies, and I'm a medical investigator for drug and cosmeceutical studies. So I'm a global KOL for skin of color. I have a large amount of expertise in lasers, devices, and skin of color cosmeceuticals and darker skins. Published papers, written textbooks. Recently was honored to receive the Dr. Horace Furamoto Innovation Award at the ASLMS 2025 in Orlando. So that's a little bit about me. Today's world, where are we? Are we skin deep or screen deep? So we've seen the rise of Dermatalk, Instadocs, and Dr. Google, and we've also seen that many people are turning to social media before actually consulting a real doctor. 60% of the skincare hacks online are not evidence-based. And this is actually leading to a delayed diagnosis, worsened conditions, and sometimes even permanent damage. So why do dermatologists matter? Basically, we're looking at science-backed treatments and not skincare fads. And from acne to anti-aging, we're looking at enhancing skin health and beauty the right way. So neurocosmetics, now this is one of the newest kids on the block in the cosmeceutical space. Now, the first definition of these very interesting products was actually by Professor Misery in 2000. And he referred to them as not absorbed products applied on the skin, exhibiting activity on the cutaneous nervous system, or in general, effects on the skin mediators. So if you are to align, if you remember the cosmeceuticals, we started with cosmeceuticals, and neurocosmetics is a new branch in this very interesting and upcoming space. And neurocosmetics are non-toxic. They are bioactive topical products, and they contain ingredients designed to work at a neurological level and not elsewhere. So it's really cutting edge science interaction of neuroscience and skincare. We're looking at the relationship of the nervous system with skin health. We target neuroreceptors and modulate neurotransmitter activity. So these products actually aim to enhance skin appearance and counteract the effects of aging. The sensory ingredients can trigger pleasurable sensory experiences, cooling and warmth, and this impacts the skin's sensory perception and the product's perceived efficacy, touch, pain, heat, and cold. So when these products actually activate the skin receptors, they can modulate the skin cell functions and directly affect nerve endings. The sensory neurons, as we know, communicate with neighboring cells, and they produce soothing and relaxing peptides, such as beta endorphin. Melanin production can be induced. And the neurons which are in good condition actually stimulate fibroblasts, which crosstalk with keratinocytes. So the neurons actually stimulate the fibroblasts, they crosstalk with keratinocytes, and therefore they work on anti-aging. We all have heard about beta endorphins, and these are small anti-stress peptides. They're involved in relaxation and well-being of the body, and they're produced by the keratinocytes and sensory neurons. The active ingredients in the neurocosmetics will modulate signals in the skin, so you get muscle relaxation, you get reduced inflammation, and you get an improved barrier function. So what are the benefits which you will see? You'll see relaxation of fine lines and wrinkles. So by modulating this neurotransmitter release, the neurocosmetics can induce muscle relaxation, leading to a decrease in expression lines. You will be able to visualize an enhanced skin firmness and elasticity. And if you influence nerve signals which stimulate collagen and elastin, you will know that these are essential for the skin's structural integrity. Now, skin barrier, we're hearing a lot about skin barrier, and we know that the neurocosmetics can actually strengthen the skin's barrier by influencing how the skin communicates with the brain. So it helps the skin retain moisture and protect against environmental aggressors. The key ingredients that you see are peptides. So these are short chains of amino acids that can influence nerve signals, which therefore lead to muscle relaxation and reduction in expression lines. The other ingredients, which are very, very often found as part of the neurocosmetic ingredient list, are antioxidants. The antioxidant substances protect the nerve endings from oxidative stress, and that will promote skin health. Botanical extracts or the plant-derived compounds which modulate neurotransmitter activity, and they provide the calming and anti-inflammatory effects. So argyroline, or the acetyl hexapeptide, this is known for its ability to inhibit neurotransmitter release. And this peptide actually reduces excessive facial muscle contractions, and it leads to a decrease in expression lines and wrinkles. There are studies which show that the peptides alone are already proven to prolong Botox activity. And that's what we're looking at, positioning them. Where do we position these neurocosmetics? So peptides have been shown, clinical studies have shown that the peptides actually enhance the Botox effects. They've already been proven several different studies in the treatment of blepharospasm in patients receiving botulinum toxin injections. And these studies, which have been published on the hexapeptide 8 or argyroline, show again beneficial effects on these dynamic lines. So now that we know that these peptides actually work, obviously applying them on a regular basis will also show that you're having this beneficial anti-aging effect. Palmitoyl tripeptide. Now, this is a synthetic peptide, and this helps the skin produce more collagen. So therefore, it'll plump, it'll hydrate, it'll reduce the appearance of lines and wrinkles. Again, studies have shown beneficial effects of the dipeptide diaminobutyrol. Another pentapeptide, myristoyl pentapeptide 17, and this peptide has been shown to actually enhance the appearance of eyelashes and eyebrows by promoting keratin production, leading to thicker and fuller hair. GABA or gamma aminobutyric acid. Now, GABA is as a neurotransmitter. GABA has a calming effect of the skin, and it helps relax the facial muscles and reduce the appearance of fine lines. Neuropeptides are signaling molecules, and these can modulate the skin function. Now, everybody is talking about inflammation related to pigmentation, related to tone, related to texture. And these neuromodulators will improve pigmentation and it will reduce the inflammation. There is something known as cyanate, which is a dipeptide diaminobutyryl benzylamide diacetate. And this is actually a synthetic peptide which mimics the effect of snake venom, inhibiting muscle contractions to smooth the expression lines and wrinkles. Now, this is available in topical applications. And there's a neuropeptide, a biomimetic neuropeptide, XEP018. So the ZEP has a very high stability, targeted focused action, and a maximum of 5% concentration gives very visible effects. It relaxes without the effects of paralysis and gives a natural, youthful appearance. So how does it work? It blocks the NaV1 receptors at the nerve endings, and therefore it blocks the muscle contraction. Now, what I want to highlight here is we're talking about topical applications. So very interesting that we have now evolved into topical neurocosmetics for Botox-like effects. And the ZEP18 is a purified biomimetic version of the neurotoxin of an Australian sea snail, a conopeptide. Now, palmitoyl tetrapeptide 7, this is another interesting peptide which helps suppress the production of the inflammatory cytokines. So it reduces skin inflammation or has an anti-inflammaging effect and promotes a more even skin tone. We've all heard of capsaicin, which is derived from chili peppers, and that can actually desensitize overactive sensory neurons in the skin. And this provides relief from irritation and contributes to a smoother appearance. So we use topical capsaicin, especially in post-herpetic neuralgia, to soothe the skin, and that has a clinical application. Cannabidiol or CBD. Now, CBD interacts with the skin's endocannabinoid system, and that again offers the same anti-inflammatory and the antioxidant effects, which can reduce the signs of aging. So we've got another new interesting ingredient called Cannabia Sense, and this is the first instant mood lifter. So Cannabia Sense shows activity that mimics the effects of oxytocin. It activates a skin-brain connection similar to the effects of touch and massage. So you know that that will have a positive relaxation effect. It will influence the emotions, a skin-to-skin-like effect. And it activates the area of the brain responsible for feeling pleasure. which includes that related to a positive self-perception, greater communication to others. So therefore, patients start to feel better, they have improved self-esteem, confidence, and these are, when you're applying these or using these topicals, we know that it also has this effect on wrinkles. So the marionette lines and the frown lines. And this has been shown that the surface of the marionette line was actually reduced using this active ingredient by up to 44%. The length of the lines, 28%, which is quite impressive results. Cannabis sense modulates emotions, and use of the MRI to actually analyze brain activation. Spilanthol, which is extracted from a plant, again acts as a natural muscle relaxant, diminishing fine lines and improving skin surface. So when one looks at the market trends, what are we seeing? We are seeing the integration of neurocosmetics into skincare routines. It's gaining popularity extremely rapidly, and the focus is on products that boost skin health, but also affect emotional well-being. So the neurocosmetic brands, of course, we are working with Arkana, which is a Polish brand since 2011, innovative dermocosmetics that influence skin receptors. So you'll hear about this later, but if you look at the products, GABA is one of the active ingredients that we've already spoken about today. And these are some of the products which are in the neurocosmetic range. Now, coming to research and evidence-based medicine, because we're all practicing in evidence-based medicine. So while there is a lack in this space of independent clinical studies, here consumer perception studies are going to be extremely valuable. So we need independent clinical trials to substantiate the efficacy claims of the neurocosmetic products. And obviously, the regulatory guidelines are still evolving to ensure product safety and efficacy because this category is very new on the market. So the consumer perception studies, which are used to conduct efficacy, will also measure emotional well-being, self-confidence, and all of these variable skin attributes attributed to neurocosmetics, in addition to the clinical studies showing benefit. And the clinical data, we've got several clinical studies now actually using EEG measurements to measure the neurological and sensory benefits along with biomarkers. So you're looking at the next level of enhanced clinical claim support studies. We've got sensory studies with hybrid designs. So we're using objective sensory mapping, haptic temperature tracking for tactile sensations, EEG and functional MRI scans for olfactory-driven emotional responses. And then, of course, measuring skin health, well-being, quality of life. So looking at the use of cortisol and HRV tracking for stress reduction analysis, AI-driven sentiment and voice tone analysis for relaxation feedback. And of course, the self-reported psychometric scales for the emotional impact. So these are the kinds of depths one is going to for clinical studies with this new level of cosmeceuticals. So in summary, we're looking at an emerging field in the cosmeceutical or dermocosmetic space. We're looking at an enhanced benefit at a deeper level. You've got psychological, neurological, and a dermatological approach to enhance anti-aging attributes. You've got innovative and enhanced claims, and you have scientific data and studies, which are now on another level of measurements. So look at the gap. The gap is that the challenges we all face in today's practice are there's a high patient awareness, social media, there's a pressure on the actual doctor awareness, And in the neurocosmetic space, how do we fit it in? How do we improve injections? How do we prolong injections? How do we enhance the procedure benefits that we're using? And this is a very interesting application for patients who are needle phobic. So patients who don't like injections at all. I think there's a definite place for use of these products. So skincare is the first line. It's incorporated into all patient management programs. We've got dermocosmetics, we've got neurocosmetics, we have moodceuticals, which is the latest terminology for products improving skin quality, self-esteem, and intimacy. And I think they're positioned as adjunctive procedural skincare. So in conclusion, neurocosmetics represents the next level in dermocosmetics. It confirms the effect of the skin-gut-mind axis. It is the future trend in cosmeceuticals for the dermatologists, and it enhances efficacy and benefits as adjuvants for cosmetic and aesthetic procedures. So I think dermatological and medical awareness for incorporating these new products into practice to enhance efficacy will allow for improved outcomes for the patient and the physician. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much for this presentation. And Anna, if I can ask you to join and also show in few slides how Arkana is using neurocosmetics, what kind of skin problems we can solve. So I know you prepared very short slides so we can add to this presentation.
Yes, I try. I have some problem. I cannot enter in the presentation.
Maybe in the meantime we have some question on the chat.
Okay, I have.
No question at the moment. All right.
Yes. Yes, as Dr. Mukta said, neurocosmetics are very, very innovative. It's next level of dermocosmetics. And Arkana is the first professional brand which introduced neurocosmetic complete therapies for all kind of problems of the skin. And Arkana is a really pioneer in the field of neurocosmetics. Thanks to neurocosmetics, neurotherapies, we can solve all problems of the skin. In Arkana, you can find neurotherapies for rejuvenating. It doesn't mean neuro-GABA therapy and advanced therapy. Also, we have neurotherapies for brightening, skin tone neurotherapy. And next level of neurocosmetics, it's also neurotherapies for microbiome, like in Arkana, AQS hacker therapy. And finally, neurotherapies for calming skin, especially for sensitive skin, like neurosensi therapy and neurocannabis therapy. Dr. Mukta said you about neuro-GABA, which neuro-GABA therapy is special neurocosmetics treatment for anti-aging. We know that it works for relax muscles, for remove stress from the skin, and for instant lifting and rejuvenating effect. Next therapy for Botox-like effect. We have Botulog elixir and Botulog serum, both one for professional and one for home care, especially for imitate Botox effect and like alternative and support of therapies with Botox. And also something new, I think, when we think about skin and facial architecture, Last year, Arkana introduced treatment with exerkins for 3D correction of the skin and facial architecture. It's new idea to use exerkins, and one of the exerkin it's adenosine, and also thanks to exerkins we can stimulate skin to produce ATP. Adenosine is very important neurotransmitters which regulate energy level and also regulate sleep and cooperate with melatonin. And finally, like exerkins, give us a fit skin effect, because thanks to stimulation of production our exerkins, we have rejuvenation of the skin, we can improve in the level of the SMAS, and we improve connection between skin and muscles. In Arkana, we have also skin tone neurotherapy. It's special neuroregulation of skin tone thanks to special neuropeptide, beta white, which works in the level of constitutive and facultative pigmentation, because work with melanocyte inducing transcription factor. That's why we can regulate skin tone in the level genetically programmed. Next neurotherapy in Arkana, we have neurosensitherapy for skin calming, especially for sensitive skin with problems, with dermatological problems. Here we have next neuropeptide, sensamone P5, which imitate effect of neurotoxin from cyanemone, which works with pain receptors, TRPV1. And finally, this peptide can block sensation of itching, burning, and pain. And one of the most interesting therapies, it's neurocannabis, which give us CBD-like effect for stressed skin without CBD, but works like CBD, can improve production of our natural endocannabinoids, and also stimulate production of oxytocin in the skin. That's why we can work with stressed skin, and nowadays it's a really big problem. We live in the world which provokes stress, too much stress, I think. And thinking about skin microbiome, we created also AQS hacker therapy. It's for neuroregulation of the skin microbiome, communication between bacteria. It's contain curanoni, intelligent dermohacker, which is produced by stem cells from noni, which is available to stop to communication between bacteria, and works with quorum sensing, with a language which use bacteria to communicate. And that's why we can regulate microbiome communication thanks to antiquormons. That's why it's really innovative dermohacking to regulate skin microbiome. Here we can see how we can decrease number of bacteria in the skin microbiome and have more healthy skin, especially when we think about people who have problem with acne, with rosacea, seborrhea, and also during the oncological treatment, for example. And finally, Arkana offer not only treatment from outside, but also from inside. That's why in Arkana you can find a totally new idea, neuronutri supplementation. We have two kinds of supplement which contain exosomes for stimulation, skin stimulation, skin cells, and also for regeneration and regulation of microbiome, neuroregulation of aging process, and for big antioxidation. How it works, why it's neurotherapies, because inside exosomes we have melatonin, which is very potent neurotransmitter for anti-aging effect and for anti-stress effect. And also in the collagen exo-C we have tryptophan. It's amino acid which is very important to regulation of a nervous system. I think it's a very short presentation to show you how big range of neurocosmetics we have and which kind of problem we can solve with Arkana.
Thank you, Anna, very much. Of course, we can talk a lot about each of the line, but what we wanted to show is how many skin problems we can solve using the neurocosmetics, neurodermatology, because also supplements, so it's more than cosmetics, and enhance our treatments and visible effects. There are any question on the chat, or if you have any question now to Dr. Mukta or to Anna, please share it with us, so we can have a few answers. I don't see anything on the chat. I see that somebody is writing. Yeah, Anna, do you see the chat?
I think yes.
So if you can see any question at the moment, I don't see the. Somebody.
I have a comment. So basically, in the dermatology world, this is a very exciting new space. So I think a lot of physicians are just learning about this new technology, new indications. So it's a very, very interesting new space that for everybody, and I think it's really novel. So a lot of people have been asking about it. I think there's going to be a lot of work being done on this in the future.
Yeah, thank you for this comment. Yeah, we also see a lot of questions. They are coming and the number is growing. I think what is challenging now is how we can prove how it works. Most of our therapies, they show visible effect immediately, so we can prove that way. But the challenge is for testing is again how to show how it works and so on. There is a question.
One question we have for Dr. Mukta. It's what are the latest ideas for scalp and hair loss?
The latest ideas. No, so, well, this neurocosmetics is basically one of the latest ideas where you can enhance your procedures. You can prolong the activity of the injectables, or people who don't want injections can use these products, and also promoting this feeling of well-being. So having this effect on the mind, the calming effect. So whether it has this effect on the anti-inflammaging, so when it actually works on as an antioxidant, calms down the skin. So it's working at different levels. You're not just on the skin. Here you're working at a different axis.
Thank you. And there is also, what is the best product that you have to tighten the pores?
So tightening the pores is something which is really, really tricky. We use a combination of treatments. For example, a topical retinoid, we see topical azelaic acids, we combine it with microneedling, chemical peels. So there are many treatments which have to be combined. I think you can shrink the pores. I don't think you can tighten them completely, but definitely there has been some studies on certain products which can shrink the pore size a little bit.
From the side of Arkana, I can add that depends which is problem in the question of the pore, because if we have a problem with pore with aging process, the best way to choose advanced therapy, 3D correction of the skin and face, because we treat in this moment pores like the new kinds of wrinkles, and we during this treatment in this line we have adenosine, which tighten pores and rebuild structure around pores. If we think about acne, we have AQS hacker therapy, which works with more problematic skin, oily skin, with acne prone skin. And yes.
And my favorite GABA always reduce wrinkles, pores, everything makes 20 years younger always.
I was just going to add that because people have been using micro Botox, baby Botox. So when you're looking at using baby Botox to stretch the skin and tighten the pores, I think there's definitely an indication for a neurocosmetic topically to tighten the pores.
Mm-hmm. And there is also a question, Dr. Mukta, your experience using injectable versus topical, both given the same efficiency?
Okay, so look, I think that's an extremely relevant question. I don't think we are even discussing that neurocosmetics can replace injectables. I think we're showing that some of the ingredients have activities which are comparable to toxins. So definitely there are effects which are showing efficacy and comparable efficacy. If you're asking me, do I think it will replace an injectable? No, I don't. But I do believe that it will enhance the activity of an injectable. It'll prolong the activity. It will reduce the need for more frequent injections. And I think there's a clear indication as an adjunctive to procedures. And also there are many patients who don't want injections. So you've now got something with proven efficacy in a neurocosmetic to give you that benefit.
Yeah, it's great to combine also, and what is really visible now, it's like the doctors start to talk not only about the injections, but that we need to treat the skin correctly also daily. So we need to change the skin, the structure. So I think it's like for some of people we can use it instead of injections, and then sometimes prolong the effect of injections.
And unfortunately, we're seeing a lot of people now coming in saying, I don't want toxin, I don't want injection, what else can you offer me? So there's also a certain amount of negativity associated with these injections, which has maybe the trend is shifting and people are going back to wanting to look more natural.
Okay, thank you very much. There is no more question, I see. Also, we promised to keep the webinar 30 minutes, so now we are over the time. So there is one more. Sorry, what is the best combination of the products as a home care for customer have hormonal acne and in the same time pigmentation? So pigmentation and hormonal acne. What is the combination?
So I think that's for Arkana, right? You're asking in the Arkana range.
If you can, in one word, you can say some. I think we are going deeply for some typical answer for combination. The idea was to show you how our treatment can solve the different skin problems. So I think the next webinar we will take more deeply about each of the skin problems, so we can show you additionally how the neurocosmetics can enhance the effects. So thank you once again for your time. It was a pleasure. It was a big pleasure for us, our first meeting in IMCAS, and really you boost the number of people coming to our booth, and everybody start to talk about the neuro. Arkana started the Neurocosmetics 2016, but look, it's the first one we start to talk about this kind of effect, and by the years we developed many of treatments, and we are more and more going deeper with the supplements and so on. So we are really happy that even Minter, this is the international company that is taking care about the international trends, mention Arkana as a company who started this trend, and we see the trend is growing. So for all our clients, we are trying to offer best of what we can give, the best products, and use this trend, use this opportunity, use the power of neurocosmetics for your daily routine. And once again, Dr. Mukta, it was a pleasure, and I hope we can meet soon again.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody, for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for being with us. Goodbye.
Goodbye.